What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen the title was going down. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. I want to touch base with this. Because y'all know, I know some people don't like Stephen A. Smith. Some people do. But a lot of times I like hearing what he has to say, especially when it comes to the women of The View. Donald Trump reacts to Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show. This is obviously how, and it's the truth. Truly the truth. And I'm going to explain why after I read this to y'all. I'll read some. I don't know. Super Bowl halftime show is absolutely terrible. One of the worst ever. It makes no sense. It doesn't. And this is, from what I've heard, a lot of people felt the same way. Says the greatness of America and doesn't represent our standards of success, creativity, or excellence. Nobody understands the word this guy is saying. And the dancing is disgusting, especially for young children, which I agree. Says that are watching from throughout the USA and all over the world. This show is just a slap in the face to our country, which is setting a new standards and records every single day, including the big stock market and 401ks in history. There's nothing inspirational about this mess of a halftime show, and watch, it will get great reviews from fake news media because they haven't got a clue of what is going on in the real world. And by the way, the NFL should immediately replace this ridiculous new kickoff rule. I'm not going to lie. I have been in agreement with President Trump with this kickoff rule for so long. I think it's probably the craziest, dumbest thing they've ever done. They literally, if y'all don't know what I'm talking about, they literally kick the ball off and you wait till the opposing team gets the ball and then they get the run. I feel like that is the most craziest. I feel like it's just taking away so many things. And again, it takes away from a lot. It's a lot of other sports that have changed things. It's just, I don't know, it just got soft. You know what I mean? Things just got soft. I watch basketball, and I know y'all probably, the NBA this and the NBA that. Let me tell y'all something. I grew up with basketball. It's always been that. I'm literally a basketball coach. I love basketball. But it has gotten so bad. I'm going to tell y'all something before I get more in this video. It has gotten so bad with the NBA. I remember back then when I even played that they didn't call fouls. They didn't call this. They didn't call technicals. They didn't do a lot. But I feel like it just got so soft and it's just every call. So now as I'm coaching, it's kids that's complaining about these same calls and this, that, and the other. And it just makes me like, bro, like, toughen up. You know what I mean? Like, toughen up a little bit. But I definitely agree with President Trump. Make America great again. President Trump. I'm not going to lie. So you got Stephen A. Smith. It says President Trump has a valid point calling out Bad Bunny's all-Spanish halftime show. With me personally, like I said, again, this is my opinion, I truly feel like it was un-American. And I definitely say that. And I know people say, oh, well, it's Puerto Rico, it's part of, I get a lot. But at the same time, when it comes down to America, obviously is one thing about, with English, having a little Spanish in there is cool. But then you have people saying, oh, if you don't know Spanish, you need to learn it. Why do we need to do that? Me personally, why do we need to do that? I find it completely insane. There's nothing wrong with, I'm not saying by all means, but why? There's no reason for that. And people can call it like it is, but me personally, no. I truly don't feel like, as somebody said, not to mention the fact that Smith definitely would not have wanted to hear Bunny's lyrics had they been in English. I'm not going to lie, I feel like other people would actually listen to it or watch it if it wasn't English. Like, I'm not even lying. But I feel like so many people, and it was a drop. Y'all can look this up. It was a drop because of that. Obviously, I'm pretty sure it started with, if I'm not mistaken, Lady Gaga, and that's when it was up. But then as Bad Bunny, it went low. And it's truly a post. Y'all can look it up. Check it out.
If most people don't understand the lyrics because you're speaking it in what they deem to be a foreign language, that is a legitimate point that the president made. That part. That doesn't mean they had a problem with it. I'm just saying his statement that most people didn't understand anything he was saying. There's millions upon millions of Americans that would have wanted to hear something in English other than Lady Gaga.
See what I mean?
That is true. And me personally, been nice to see J-Lo out there. Been nice to see Shakira out there. Been nice to see a few people celebrating their Hispanic heritage, no doubt. But it also would have been nice if some of the songs were in English. That's all. The president is speaking on behalf, or was speaking on behalf of, tens of millions of Americans who are like, I didn't understand a word he was saying because I don't know Spanish. That is a valid point. It
is a valid point. It's definitely a valid point. And people obviously have something to say about it. But me personally, I feel like it should have been in English. I feel like it would have been more, it's one thing because you obviously want to throw that in. I'm not saying to take away from that, but I feel like it's more so of, let me throw this political stuff in front of your face rather than just having fun and having that, that American football, having that, just that excitement to get back, for the second half. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. That's why I say, like, I think I have a problem with that. I truly feel like it was just based for, individual. I don't know, man. That's wild to me. Definitely wild. So if I'm not mistaken, I put on here, this is before the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure. Check out what they say here.
He said, so this is from Kid Rock taking jabs at Bad Bunny. Quote, he said he's having a dance party, wearing a dress and singing in Spanish. Cool. We plan to play great songs for folks who love America, unquote. Mm-hmm. So in other words, if you're speaking in Spanish and you want to dance, that makes you un-American, according to Kid Rock.
Yes, and so many people have said that they have this foreign act in the Bad Bunny performing for halftime. Just for a public service announcement for those people, Puerto Ricans are American citizens because Puerto Rico is the territory of the United States. So all Puerto Ricans that are born in
I'm not gonna lie, some people didn't know that. I'm not about to say here. I obviously know that. Some people didn't know that, and I say that I'm not making up an excuse for them. I was about to say something to this one dude because he did make a valid point. He had said something about that and was like somewhat ice and this, that, and the other, and I was like, bro, like I feel like, and that's one thing about it. Regardless of whoever you voting for, whoever you supporting, whatever you doing, know what you're talking about. I feel like it's just one of those things, like, know what you're talking about because you make yourself look like a fool real quick.
Puerto Rico or here on the mainland are American citizens. So Bad Bunny, while he speaks Spanish, as Anna does, as I do, we're all Americans. I think what's fascinating is that this off-brand type of halftime show is even happening because they think that Bad Bunny is not American. And think about all the other acts that have performed during halftime, like
I feel like it's more that, like, they trying to make this as a story of something that's like, oh, I feel like so many people don't want him because they don't think that he's American because he speaks Spanish. No, I feel like it's more so of the simple fact that he is speaking Spanish and there's no English, to where most people that are white, I'm not trying to make this a certain way, most people that are watching the game speak English. Most people that are watching the games speak English. People that support, I mean, like I said, it's truly just go. And I'm not saying that just take the Spanish out completely. Obviously, you want those Spanish in there, that's cool. But having that whole thing, then based off of that, and then them, this is like more so of like they're making it more so political because they've had multiple episodes about this situation.
He's from the UK, okay? The Who, UK, U2, UK.
Coldplay.
I mean, Coldplay, UK.
But that's the thing. Like, she's not making a point. Having the UK, they still made it feel more of American. Even if they have an accent, they made it feel. And if I'm not mistaken, it was in. Boy, they about to make me cuss. It was in English.
They're not American, and that didn't make the halftime show un-American. It is so very racist what is happening in this country about.
It's not at all. They're just pushing it out to be. That's the thing. They're pushing it out to be. Check it out right here. This is obviously after the Super Bowl.
You didn't have to understand or speak Spanish to feel the joy and to feel the unity and the message of inclusivity that was there. Yeah. Of course.
And she want to call somebody racist. She's the one. She literally is wearing the same hat as this dude. She literally, I'm telling y'all, she just do the most. I don't want to say nothing. I don't want to.
I've been going to Puerto Rico since I was a little kid, since my mother is from there. And it was such an homage to the island, La Isla del Encanto. Yeah. It was so beautiful to see the sugar cane in Puerto Rico, to see the pava hat. And, people kept on asking me, like, what is this? What were you wearing on Friday? This hat.
Nobody was asking her that. I don't care what nobody literally was asking her. I bet you she was going around telling everybody what that is just so she can have people on her side. I guarantee nobody asked that.
It used to be worn by farmers in Puerto Rico, right, working the sugarcane fields. And it's just made from palm straw. But at a time, at some point, it was sort of, it meant poverty, but Puerto Ricans reclaimed it. And instead of it meaning like el jibarito, like the farmer, it means your connection to the land, to the island. And that's why we wear it with such pride.
Okay, let me ask y'all this. How in the, I gotta ask the question in a better way. Because I'm not trying to cuss. Because y'all know I got that bad. I'm just trying to keep my words right. Them talking about this and saying, okay, well, it's poverty, this, that, and by all means, y'all don't know I'm not about to sit here and talk about, individual, people that went through this because, that's one thing about it. But what did this really truly have to do with football, the halftime show, and then getting everybody lit? You know what I mean? Like, what is this really? Like, I truly don't. It's not doing that. Then she, I'm pretty sure she says in this video that the Latino community is under attack. And they're not. They're truly not. I'm going to tell y'all why they're not. And I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show y'all. It's more so of getting everything that President Trump is doing. Everybody else did it. Everybody want to post a picture about Obama and this, that, and Obama did worse. He did worse. I'm going to say it. When it come down to, what's going on, deportations, this, that, and the other, it was some worse things happening. But for them to sit here and try to push it, man, I'm telling y'all.
And, you have men playing dominoes. You have the music. You have the casita. It was just joyful. And I think
And she want to talk about somebody being racist. My thing is, was this just for Latino? Like, I mean, just being with this literally was coming out of her mouth. Like, make it make sense.
The political statement that was made is that the power grid in Puerto Rico has been a problem for so long. It's a problem historically. It's been corrupt. It's run by a company that doesn't own it, but the contract guarantees payment regardless if the electricity works or not. And so Puerto Ricans have the highest electrical bills in our country. And the grid goes down all the time. I was there for New Year's Eve. Grid goes out, and so I think the fact that he highlighted so many of the things about Puerto Rican culture and then all Latino culture, when the Latino community is under attack right now in this country, I think it meant not only a lot to Puerto Ricans, but to every Latino and every American as well. Yeah. So I was
Why is she making it seem like Latinos is like the only one going through? This is why, and then she wants to push out. Let me tell y'all something. It says here nearly 30% of ICE agents and 50% of Border Patrol agents in the U.S. are Latino. Says here, this is just stats, 55% ICE agents are white. This is what they have. Hispanic 19%, black 15%. More percentage of Hispanics than blacks, as y'all can see. And it's probably higher. So I have both of these. So nearly 30%. So that's probably went up since this. What was this posted? Okay, so it's probably it's around that area, I say. Around that, that 20, 30. Regardless, I just truly do not see, regardless, I look at these are Americans doing exactly what other individuals in that White House has done. I truly don't get that. Check it out. It's more.
It was in Spanish, and I didn't understand any of it. Well, you know what? I'm sorry. Everybody was down with the Macarena when it came out, and they were all on the Carnival cruises, and they were doing all of this.
Do y'all, if you see her doing this, look at Whoopi's face and look at Joy's face. Sarah is hyping her up because these two don't know what the hell is going on or what she said or anything. I guarantee Whoopi and Joy didn't watch the halftime show. Guaranteed.
And they're doing all of this, and everybody was fine with it. You know, I think what's so interesting to me is, you know, this country seems to be one of the only countries in the world that is so proud of being monolingual and not being able to communicate in more than one language. And the fact of the matter is, in about 20 years, multi-ethnic people will be the majority in this country. So if you don't understand Spanish, maybe start taking a little Duolingo course. And
I'm not doing that. I speak English fine. I'm not doing that. I feel like that's something that, like, that's not something that I'm not putting that on. I feel like it's way more things we need to be worried about than learn to speak Spanish. I'm just being 100. If you want to do that, that's completely fine. That's not something that, or if you do, that's good. That's not something that just because, in 20 years, Sonny, be real, bro. I'm just being 100. Why? My thing is, why come to the United States and want change and then try to change it your way? Like, that don't make that it's not right now. It's not moving. You come here to get help. And then you got individuals like Sonny Hostin in here that's trying to, man, I'm telling y'all, boy. If ass backwards was a person, it's Sonny Hostin. Off bat. Bad Bunny. Matter of fact, let me try to let me see something right quick. Bad Bunny halftime show. Let's go. I want to see something right quick. See, here's the drop. See? There's the drop right here. That's the drop that I was talking about. So I don't want people to be like, oh, it wasn't a drop. There's a video on TikTok, actually. That's the video I'm about to show y'all. Okay, here we go right here. Boom. Small groups, bro. Where was everybody dancing like Sonny Hostin said they would? I would not lie to y'all, bro. This is stuff that I've seen. This at the Super Bowl. Nobody's dancing, bro. This is a small, look, it's one person right here. It's one person. One person dancing. Nobody's dancing, bro. Everybody's standing. You got somebody here throwing their hand up. You do not have, like, what she talking about, everybody was dancing, everybody was hot. Stop lying. Stop lying, Sonny. Trying to make everything sound good, bro. What is this? Stop trying to make everything sound good. Then on top of that, Bad Bunny don't care about the United States. This is a national anthem. He's not standing up. He's sitting down. I don't want to get copyrighted or anything like that because they tend to do that, even if a person is singing. I don't know how, but he's literally sitting down right here, y'all. Everybody standing up. You know what I'm saying? Or just standing. Giving that respect. He don't care, bro. He don't care about Americans. He don't care about United States. He don't care about none of that. And it shows. And the individuals sitting next to him. They don't care. Sickening. One thing about it, Congressman Randy Fine. You have here, if I'm not mistaken, somebody has said something too. I gotta look up something with Randy Fine. Cause I ain't too. I seen somebody posted something. The crazy thing is, I haven't seen. Usually stuff pops up on my X. I want somebody to send me what they said about Randy Fine. It's not good. I'll tell you that. It's not good. It's actually pretty. If it's true, it's definitely pretty disgusting. Pretty messed up. I'm not gonna lie. But you have here says demanding the FCC chair Brandon Carr open investigation into Bad Bunny's halftime show. Obviously says here claims the show was illegal because it was the language that was used, which is pretty wild. He said, had he said these lyrics and all of the other disgusting filth, can't say that word, in English on live TV, the broadcast would have been pulled down and the fines would have been enormous. Puerto Ricans are Americans and we all live by the same rules. I truly, agree with that. One thing about it, I'm pretty sure it's Randy Fine though. If it's not, I apologize, but I don't know. Please let me know what's going on with that. One thing about it, something, is getting done with it, but it already didn't happen. I mean, it's one thing about it. People need to wake up, realize what's going on. I literally had people, the day of the Super Bowl and a little after the Super Bowl, I love Bad Bunny, and Bad Bunny did this, and Bad Bunny did that. It's literally a few days after the Super Bowl, nobody has posted Bad Bunny. Nobody has posted his music. People are ridiculous. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and definitely appreciate y'all. Much love, everybody. Catch y'all next one.